MFG 141, CNC Machining Operations. Just an update on course policy and procedures. The college has announced some options for the students. They made the announcement 2 days ago on April 2nd. We decided to keep the MFG 141 class running because it uses curriculum that allows students to learn basic CNC skills using the Immerse to Learn website and simulators. Students may need the course to graduate for their job or for some other reason, so we didn't shut down the course. But students can withdraw from the course and have their money refunded, provided they do that by Monday, April 13th. And so if we take a look, today is the 4th. That gives you a week and 3 days to decide what you'd like to do. You can drop the course, have your money refunded, and take the course in the summer when it's offered on Wednesday evenings, and I believe that starts the second week of June 2020. If you decide to stay in the course, you have another option, one which is to change it to pass-fail, the other which is to do nothing and just continue to do the coursework. Students who've been taking the course should be fine from a passing standpoint. As far as being able to complete the work, what I would expect people to do would be the work from the Immerse to Learn curriculum, which I'll touch on in a minute. But if we look at the memo, okay, so they gave an option for pass-fail, and I'm not sure what this survey, it's probably in your D2L, and they extended the withdrawal date and refund. So if we look at it, I think let's start with the withdrawal date and refund policy. Basically, they've extended that, but you need to commit to it by April 13th, and you can get a 100% refund. So it's pretty straightforward. If you do decide to stay in the course, then you can decide whether you want to take it pass-fail, and you would have quite a bit of time for that. That's not going to start until Wednesday, April 15th, and so we have plenty of time, and you're able to choose that until May 13th. And so essentially what they're saying is, if you decide to stay in the course, you have until the course is practically over to decide whether you want to pass, fail, or if you want to grade. And so that's another option. You know, if I was working for a company and I needed to learn some of the CNC knowledge, the Immerse to Learn curriculum really has quite a bit in there, but it's not the same as standing on the machine and setting it up and running it. We understand that. So that won't be possible this semester, but we will ask for students who have enrolled in the course if they'd like to be able to do some of the hands-on over the summer, what the policy would be. I have a feeling, you know, it gets a little crazy, but as you get closer to it, I think you just need to decide what date, what you would like to do with it. All right, from a standpoint of the Immerse to Learn curriculum, I've got quite a bit of information on that, and when we take a look at the CNC curriculum for the course, using the Immerse to Learn, and I just pulled up one of the students. I'll try not to share the information, but this is how we're going to go through and evaluate your progress. And so there's pre-tests in each of the modules, and basically it tells how many you've completed and what your percentage rate is for that. And so there's a number of examinations, pre-test, post-test, quizzes, and comprehensive exams. And at this time, we're working on the CNC programming. And so students will need to complete that module. And then we will get the feedback on what the test results are for that. Things like mill control panel, machine startup, basic manual operations, etc. And if we take a look at the way that the course is set, if I look at the 141 class, we have all of these different areas that we can go into. And Francis and I will be meeting on a weekly basis to go through and to put together what exactly needs to be done. But at this point, we're at the 3-axis CNC milling machine programming, and we've gone through and we've taken a look at it. Most of the students have started it, but as far as the test results, there would need to be a number in that spreadsheet or in that area that I showed you. So the software automatically records your grades for it. As far as testing goes and things like that, at this point I'm just going to leave that because we don't really have a great grasp of the simulators, but we're getting there. And so, from that standpoint, everything kind of runs off of this Immerse to Learn website. And then, as we go through it, you can go through and do all of these different modules. And so, for example, here's a post test for drilling and tapping cycles. And essentially, the learning outcomes would be to interpret the G codes for rapid plane initialization, programming drilling cycles, programming pecking cycles, programming high-speed pecking cycles, etc. It's laid out pretty well. If you go into it and you look at it, they have videos, etc. And so if we look at things like common hole manufacturing methods, G81, they have these. So it's pretty well laid out. There's videos for everything. They're really quite interactive, but you need to take the time to go through and actually learn it. And so, that's the difference, between being able to complete the course, through this remote delivery, scenario versus, sticking in the course and, well, completing the course using this method, or simply dropping it and waiting and seeing what's going to happen. So that's the plan. The plan is basically for students to complete this module, okay, which is the 3-axis CNC milling machine programming. And as we take a look at it and look at the numbers and see where everybody's at, we can kind of pace the course a bit. We will be posting videos and instructional materials on a weekly basis. But for now, the plan is just to use the Immerse to Learn curriculum and then to take the pre-tests and the post-tests and the comprehensive exam at the end. Okay, that's today's announcement. Have a good day. Stay safe.